chewing on a cherry right now as we go live. Today, on the Whiskey Entitled, we're going to be talking about things like tree roots, ginger root, and root beer.
I actually thought that's what we were going to talk about, and I'm like, that's really
Hashtag know your roots. Hashtag know your root plants. Hashtag know your square roots if you're Asian.
That's true. Then again, I have a calculator.
How was that even loose?
How's what loose?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay. Tolv, what's up, man? So yeah,
Tolv, hello.
we're going to be talking about the newly formed hashtag from Single Malt Alliance. Going to plug that a little bit. He brought a great topic up together to talk about know where your whiskey journey came from, know your roots.
Landon, what's going on? It's about talking about where your whiskey journey began.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can talk about it. Where did it begin?
So, since this is a drinking show, Wally, what's in your glass?
It's obvious what's in my glass. This is my pregame cocktail for the show.
Man, we're going
This
cocktails
is
again.
a Aberlour 18 Spanish Rob Roy.
Interesting. I did know that Ben did talk to the master distiller yesterday, too, about that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
It's coincidence, but I just wanted to put something sherried in there.
Fair enough. And for me, it is the Belvini Portwood.
Mistake.
So, love this. You don't like it?
It's so good. It's good.
I was like, you don't like it?
Bourbon Journey, what's up?
So,
Christian, hello.
So let's get some stuff out of the way first. Did you purchase any bottles this week?
I did. I had to flex in front of an old friend who was like, hey, aren't you into whiskey?
Ooh.
And I was like, funny thing. Yes, I am.
Fair enough.
So, the only thing she saw me buy was the Tamdu Batch Strength number 2, which I really needed to put this in my collection. I was always drinking my brother's. So, Blans Bay, what's up? So, I was always drinking my brother's, and I finally got my own Tamdu Cast Strength, which is fantastic. And bottle number 2 of 3, oops, I'm breaking everything, is Wilderness Trail. I found another bottle. This is 15D24, because I obviously don't have enough of these, so this is number 6. Even though I've killed 1.5 bottles.
Are they different batches too, or what?
Correct. So they're different barrels and batches. So that's what I'm super stoked to try this new one, because they have 2 more at the store if I do like this. And of course, in the news today, if you guys saw my story feed, I did post live today to do an unboxing of this bottle right here, which is the new Bren with the new embossed bottle.
I really like
the
that
new
embossed bottle.
Interesting shape, the different topper, everything changed along with the fleur-de-lis that has Bren here. And their new expression, which I meant to look up, which is Grace et Savior. So Grace and Savior. So I don't know directly what this translates to, but I meant to look it up. But yeah, so if you guys want to see what came in that box that Brent sent out, I did do an entire video. I've noticed that all of the influencers who get free bottles from brands don't ever do unboxings. And I'm always like, this seems like a really good thing to do just for...
live
I was talking about it
unboxing,
actually.
or just...
Correct. And I was talking to... So I shook the box. That's how I knew. I had a feeling that this was booze. But I talked about this with... SoCal Tomato, I think. And we were talking about how it adds transparency when you can see, like, okay, this is what I got in the mail. I want to show you guys, like, this is what brands send.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have read the first part of the letter where it was like, hey, post this on this day. But, like, I definitely went into, like,
honest.
all the details of it.
So,
yeah, so that's the point.
Into that, this is what I got. And,
is it bloody good?
Yep. Prepare for a bloody good bourbon. So, this is what it came in, and this is me opening it for the first time.
Oh, they mailed this to you?
Yep, they mailed this to me.
That's a cool-looking container.
And there is corn.
Like literal corn?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Oh, it's like a red corn?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why it's called Bloody Good.
Probably. Oh, shit. So that's a lot, too. Oops. And Jebediah Creek. So this is...
Jephthah Creed?
Jephthah Creed.
Cool.
Creed. And it is sample
Noisemaker.
4-grain straight bourbon whiskey.
Christian, thank you so much. It's grace and flavor. That's what it means. Oh, thank you. I was curious about that.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So
Direct translation for the French. Thank you.
Yeah.
As Charles makes a mess. Correct. And I think you can make popcorn out of that. Ben's right.
I think so. And
that'll be a good live stream.
Okay.
Let's make
they
popcorn
even have
whiskey.
a little write up. Interesting. Heirloom Bloody Butcher corn. There you go. That's probably what it is.
Thanks for being an influencer. Please don't post about this before the date of.
This one has nothing like that. This is just.
Oh.
This is just basically tells you what about it from ground to glass. Just telling you about how it's all locally sourced, which is interesting because like when we were in Scotland, that's what everyone was talking about too, right? Everyone knows where.
Correct. Everybody wanted to be able to trace everything back to exactly where the stuff came from. Know your cognac roots. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. But yeah, so this is what they send you. So I've never had anybody send me like a bunch of the grain.
That's kind of cool though. At the same time,
and making a mess again. Because I know it says it's a 4-grain.
You're just gonna have to pop it.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it.
All right.
You'll have to pop it on a live stream.
We're definitely excited to try this. And one of our friends in Instagram, Bourbon Sipper, actually works on this project. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, so let's get into Cognac and Time's topic.
Today's topic. It's obvious. It's gonna be great.
That was it, right? That's all the bottles you had. I think that's it.
Correct. Just those 3 bottles are new.
Okay, I just want to make sure I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, man. So this started probably last week.
Yes, Ben started it last week, and I wanted to participate last week, but I already had stuff scheduled to post. So.
But yeah, no, it's. I think we've talked about this topic before. I know I have. I know I have on how I started my whiskey journey. But to be honest, it was great to see other influencers, other people on Instagram to show how they started. So I know you did a post recently that I think you started with Johnny Walker Blue, right?
So originally, my first Scotch whiskey I ever had that was blended. Correct. The first Scotch whiskey I ever had, and I just happened to buy Johnny Walker Blue at an airport for a really, really good deal. Like that. I had an old batch that tasted like French vanilla ice cream. It was absolutely incredible.
Hell, this is like, this is sub 2000s.
I mean, with my brother's twins being born today, I really don't know when I'm going to take over that Year of the Pig Johnny Walker so we can crack that open. I'm super stoked about that.
But yeah, this one's really old because I got this, I think, in 2010, and they had it sitting there for a while too.
Oh, Canadian Club. I've got a 1968 Canadian Club sitting on the shelf right now.
But yeah, just like you did.
Mazel tov.
This was
yes,
my
thank
first
you. We're not Jewish, but I'll take it.
Real whiskey. This is one I shared with my dad. I bought in the airport, just like you said.
Yeah.
It was
good deals, that's why.
$100, less than $100 when I bought it. So this is definitely old pricing. I think it's like $200 something now.
Right around like 180, 170.
Yeah. So times have changed, but this is probably my first real bottle of whiskey. Of course, I've had like Jack and Coke, that kind of stuff. But single malts, like drinking by itself, that was kind of where I started as well.
Yeah. So that was the first one I bought, and I thought it tasted terrible. But the first single malt that actually I took it as payment for a wedding, and I'm on my second bottle of it, which I don't know if I'll ever finish this because the first one I think I chugged, like I like muscled through. So Macallan 15 was actually my first single malt Scotch that I ever had, and it's good. I appreciate it more today than I did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Even 5 days ago. But like 5 years ago, I thought it was too oaky and I couldn't get into it. And today, to me, it's just about right. Okay. It's not the 21. I think the 21 is really where Macallan starts to really shine. The 17 and 18, which are the same thing, are close. But I think 21 really rounds it out. But the 15's not bad.
If you had to give a recommendation to buy the 18 or the 21, you would tell people to buy the 21.
As a starter?
No,
if you're a beginner?
Not a starter, just as general. Like.
If I had to pick, so today, yes, I would pick the 21 Fine Oak. If I had to go back in time 5 years, I'd pick the 18.
The old 18? With more European oak?
Yes.
Gotcha. So for me,
the 18 tasted more cherry.
The first real single malt Scotch whiskey I would say would have to be this one. I had to think about it because I was like, bourbons be different. The brightness is too strong.
As Caribbean cask?
Yep. It's 14-year-old.
Back it up.
14-year-old
Caribbean. The more you back it up, the easier it is to see.
And I'm like,
it's the rule of inverse square.
But yeah, so love this bottle. I started off more in bourbons when I moved to the U.S., and then a lot of people recommended this bottle to say as entryway from a bourbon drinker to a Scotch drinker. So this is kind of one of my favorite bottlings. It made me fall in love with Balvenie, and it actually gave me the courage to then buy the 21-year-old
It's definitely a
which
crossover.
then I fell in love with and made me fall in love with port cast whiskeys.
Balvenie definitely got that Caribbean cast, which is a great crossover. I think a lot of people who are into bourbon want something sweeter when they get into Scotch.
Yep.
And that Caribbean cast does the trick. To answer Habs, the 2019 bottling that I bought for my nephew and nephew, it's two twins, it's twin nephews, so it's just boys, Odin and Grayson. I bought 2 bottles of Johnny Walker Blue Year of the Pig, because my brother's also Year of the Pig. So we'll crack one now, and we'll crack the second one when they turn 21. I think it'll be 6. So I'm stoked about that. Christian C, yes.
Damn.
17 Fine Oak is like 260. The 21 Fine Oak is like 450 right now.
Yep.
So that's a little rough.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but it's worth, that is actually worth the price difference.
What is the
17/18 Fine Oak or meh?
Yeah. But yeah, no. I basically fell in love with Balvenie after that and started buying every other bottle I could of theirs. So that usually happens. I've noticed with people when they like a multiple things from a brand, they'll start buying more and more of them, and have more
profile.
Trust. Yeah. So, what you got next? I got a few more.
First Japanese whiskey. This was also I just posted this today, but this is actually the first bottle of Japanese whiskey I ever bought. This is the same one. I never drank it all, and this really tells you that, like, yes, Yamazaki 12 is good, but it tells you how often I'm actually in the mood for like flowers and very light bubblegum. I paid $65 for this 5 years ago, and it's just the price at $120. It's not worth it.
Is that what it is now?
But at $60, $65, it's decent.
Sorry about that. I have to open the box.
It's not all the magic that I think people think it is. And the 18 to me is young and grassy for an 18, but I don't know, it's whatever.
So for me, my first real Japanese bottle, and this is not the first bottle because it then became my daily drinker, was the Hibiki 12.
Okay, yeah, that was my brother's first.
So this was $60 to $70 price range back then. I bought this one at $90. It was just so easy, so light, so just refreshing.
Oh man,
that it was amazing.
I feel well, 2 things. One, Habs is right. We should totally, like, Mexico or Montreal would work for the 18 years instead of 21. But I feel 1,000 times better with everybody jumping on and saying that the 18 is lacking. It's not any better than the 12. It's different. But, like, I remember a friend gave it to me. So I went to a weird art show in Florida, in Sarasota, and, like, at this artsy-fartsy hotel. And my buddy literally got me just a random pour.
Really, Ben?
And he's like, tell me what you think about this. And I sat there and I'm like, man, this is really grassy. It tastes like super young, and I'm really not into this. And I was like trying to go through the flavor profile, and I'm like, this is meh. And he's like, that's Yama 18. And I was like, well, it's just like the first time I had it. It's okay, but it's not great.
See, so Blanton's, Wally's kind of the same way, where he tries the highest end of a brand, especially with like cigars and stuff like that. So you're not by yourself when starting
Start
high.
at the top and see what it's really like.
Yeah, so there are some people that way, that especially at bars, and too, like, hey, I want to splurge a bit more money. Let me try your best of the best. It's usually a 21 that's in the price range. That's decent. So.
Because you want to get an idea of, like, what's up. Here's an opinion. Both are overrated. I completely agree with you.
I agree. Like, there's no way I would pay $150, $200 for any of the 12s, the Yamazaki or the Hibiki. Like,
yeah, those prices have gotten a little ridiculous.
Like, for me,
by a little, I mean a lot.
$90 was like the peak that I would pay for the 12, and the reason why is because that was my daily drinker at that time. Like, I used to drink that every single day.
Oh, wait till we get to daily drinkers. Good Lord, you're gonna think I'm a lush.
But yeah. All right. So you both did Japanese. Where do you want to go next?
First peated whiskey I ever had.
All right, Pete. We're going Pete.
So first peated whiskey I ever had was a bad experience.
Oh.
Went to a friend's house, cracked it open, and immediately the whole room smelled like Band-Aids, rubber bands.
Yep.
And nasty cat's anus. Here it is.
I agree, Steve. I was like, I didn't pick that bottle.
Ardbeg Corey Vrecken. So, 57.1%. The Corey Vrecken, I'm going to be fair with this. So, do I like it? Could I daily drink it? H to the no. Do I like it more than I liked it 5 years ago? Yes, marginally. Do I still get nervous when I pop the cork on it? This same bottle, I let a friend of mine drink half of it. It's gotten a lot better. I think as a lot of the whatever has evaporated, because a friend of mine drank half of it, and I think letting it go for a year and then having it come back to me, it seems to taste better. I don't know. I couldn't do
with
this
that peated
again.
cognac, man. Maybe.
Ugh, I couldn't do this again.
So
Peated cognac is a thing.
my first bottle that I bought was an Ardbeg Uigeadail, thanks to Scotch and Sniff. Thanks
Scotch Dummies.
Scotch Dummies. So I really wanted to get into peat. I wanted to know what all the fuss is about because I guess I never had a peated whiskey yet.
Ugh,
Tried this.
last 10.
I opened the bottle and my wife's like, "Hey, have you been smoking?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." And basically, it was
like an ashtray.
It was like licking an ashtray. That's how I felt. First time I drank it, it was like licking an ashtray.
Strange Canadian thing. You guys don't say asphalt because it's a bad word. You guys say asphalt, which is really weird. Sorry. I just learned that watching some skater up there, and he's like, "We say asphalt because we're polite." I was like, "You freaking Canadians."
The next one I did buy
it's not a thing yet.
was Lefroy PX, which is amazing because
you just bought that.
Mm-hmm. That's the next one I bought.
Oh man, you really don't like peat.
Nope. But yeah,
no,
this one killed it. It was amazing. Yeah. The other peated bottles that I have there, the 2 Ardbegs were given to me by Ardbeg, and the Lefroy Select was given to me by Lefroy.
Oh, that's right. You were one of the people who got the Ardbeg for nothing.
Yep.
And I was like, why did everybody get these cool tins?
So yeah,
and I was kind of jelly.
There you go. I'll trade you. But yeah,
no.
But yeah, so this is the next bottle I bought, a peated bottle, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was thanks to Rose from where I jam. Yeah, from where I jam. Rose. She basically gave me a sample. I liked it so much that when I went my trip to France last year, this is what I bought.
Ugh. Also, Ben, you can have that name for a cognac that's peated. Campfire Cognac. It's a cool name for SMWS, but it sounds gross to me. All right, the next one?
Yep. I got one more.
I can go 2 ways. I can either go first daily drinker that I ever had, or I can go first IB. Those are the last 2 bottles I have.
All right, I got a rye, so whatever you want to do.
Pick one, and I'll do it.
Let's go...
First IB?
Okay.
All right. So the first independent bottle that I ever bought from, obviously there's a Costco down the street that has booze. It's right here. So this is the Kirkland 18 Space Cider.
Pagusa I haven't yet.
Sherry cast finish. I had heard a lot of stories about this. And, oh, yeah, at least I have whiskey. Hi. I'd heard a lot of stories about Kirkland and stuff like that. And in the beginning of Scotch and Sniff, one day I was like, hey, if I buy your guys' 40-year Glenlivet for $600 at Costco, will you tell me what's in the 18? And sure enough, like Steve Lipp, the owner of Alexander Murray & Co., was like, yeah, dude. And since then, I've had a really good relationship with him where I can just like ask him what's in most of the bottlings that come out of Kirkland.
Yeah.
Because Alexander Murray & Co. is the one who actually does that. So it's been kind of cool knowing most of what's been coming out. The last couple of bottlings, he's been a little secretive, so...
I think you need to let them sit for a while. And then ooh,
you guys are taking bets on my daily? Oh, no, my first daily.
All right. Wally's first daily. So put your comments down, and if you're watching
if you think you really know what my first daily drinking Scotch was, go ahead and throw a guess out there. There's already one.
And then mine, one of my favorite whiskeys. And
I already know what it is. I can tell from the lid.
Yeah.
It gave it all away.
This became like a daily rye. Was this?
I can tell from the topper.
I love this bottle.
Oh my God.
I really do. And I had to get it from the freaking UK because they can't sell it here.
It's so good for $75. It's
but,
so freaking good.
Definitely worth it. It became my daily drinking rye for a while. It killed it a little bit, and then I couldn't find it anymore, or I can't find it anywhere, so I started nursing it, which sucks.
Yeah, if you're
it was like a week and then...
not like a nasty rye spice drinker, that Michter's barrel proof rye is so sweet and good.
But to start off, like, and this is just to give transparency to people, right, before you reveal your last one. I'm not sure if you're like me, but when I started drinking whiskeys, it was whiskey and Coke. Like, that's how it was. Like, not many people that I knew drank it straight, so it was whiskey and Coke, and then eventually it started going into, for me, bourbons or scotches at the start, then bourbons, then back to scotches, then now it's plethora of everything. How did yours?
I was 25 and I started drinking wine, actually port wine, which is ironic.
Okay.
And then I moved to California when I was 26, and while I was there I got bored, and I was going to the gym 2 days a week. I looked like thin as a crackhead. It was really weird, but I'd go to the gym, and then one day I was coming home from the gym, and I saw a liquor store, and I was like, I'm going to get some whiskey.
Oh, really?
So
You were just like, I'm gonna do whiskey. Screw it.
correct. Had never been into whiskey, never tried it. So I was like, I saw all the stuff on the shelf, and I was like, I'll buy a 375 every week. I'll try it neat.
Not many
I'll try
brands
it
do the
with
375s either.
ice, but a lot of American brands do.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So I was like, I'll try it neat. I'll try it on the rocks, and then if I like it, I'll continue to sip it neat through the week. And if I don't like it, I'll drain pour it.
Okay. 375
And so this
tastes
is what I
good.
did. Correct. And so I drain poured like a piss ton. 2 whiskeys that stood out, and like I should just go buy them just to see what I think of them today.
Yeah.
But Kessler, whose slogan is "Smooth as Silk," and it's a very smooth whiskey, which is not a great descriptor, and Canadian Mist, which comes in a plastic bottle. It's ridiculously smooth, easy, really easy drinking. But yeah, I should go back and revisit both of those. So that's how I got into
Whiskey.
American whiskeys.
Okay.
And then I didn't drink whiskey again until I bought Johnny Walker Blue years later. Like
Oh,
I literally
wow,
drank
that was
no
big.
whiskey. Yeah, no, there's
Did
there's
you,
like
did you,
a year,
drink vodka
a year
or
of
something,
bourbon
or
and then
gin,
nothing.
or
Nope,
nothing? Not even
Nope.
wines anymore?
no. I would still drink port every blue moon, but I really just didn't drink.
Wow.
Like
Okay, fair
drinking wasn't a part of my life. So like when Scotch and Sniff, like 5 years ago, this was just a weird idea that I had, and I was like, I told my brother, I was like, hey, like let's do this thing. I got this weird name, Scotch and Sniff. I was like, let's just do this. Let's just go. And I was like, we'll buy 1 bottle a week,
Yep.
and we'll just talk about it. And that's how it started, but it escalated
And then
very quickly.
escalates into how many bottles you got?
Escalates into 600 open bottles.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on right now.
All right, guys. So we got Macallan 12, Balvenie 12.
Oh, are
Black
these the
Label,
guesses?
I'm assuming.
Ooh, you guys are only one of you is even close with William Grant and Sons.
Was it Glenfiddich 15?
Nope.
It wouldn't be Monkey Shoulder, but
The escalation is real. Yeah, the escalation is serious real. So this was my daily for a while. I actually dailied literally through 2 bottles of this in 2 months, which was the most I've
and
ever drank
is
in
this
my
like
entire
recently, or is this like in a
No,
couple years
actually,
ago?
so what replaced this bottle was actually Brook Laddie Classic Laddie, which actually got me
Okay.
to stop drinking this, and I started drinking Brook Laddie like crazy. Like I was actually a month into Brook Laddie, and buying a second bottle, I just pretty much stopped having a real daily. But yeah, this I wish I could say I had a cheap palate, but
Very fast?
but I literally dailied this.
Oh, the 19. Is it the Explorer?
The
pack, right?
19 Bourbon Cask Reserve.
Bourbon.
Yeah, so this.
Really, bourbon cast? I thought it would be the Madeira one.
No, the 19 Bourbon Cask. This stuff is incredible. Like,
That was $85.
no, it was $170 a bottle.
No, back in the day when they released,
Oh no, it was. I've never seen it less than $170.
there were less than
It
that
was,
when I
it was
was.
a travel retail, and they only had the one. Oh, I've never seen
So-
this any cheaper.
Before.
I literally am 5 bottles into this
What's-
at 170 a piece.
Yeah, so for the U.S. market, you had the bourbon one. Madeira one, you had to go
Madeira
travel.
and red wine were both travel retail.
Yeah, so that
Correct.
one you can find on shore. It had the blue box with the whole exploring thing. Yeah.
Ooh, Blanton's gold. Mm.
Yeah, I thought it was like
Yeah,
$80 and
You guys found
$100.
it for 80 to 100. Lucky you, because I think the lowest I ever paid was like 150.
Same with the Snow Phoenix and their old classic one they had for their films.
Oh my gosh, I wish it was. If it was 80 to 100, I would have bought.
So I
tons of
skipped
them.
on all that shit and I bought the Hibiki and Yamazaki's instead when I was starting out. And that was
And that's how my brother did.
5-6
He got-
years ago.
Yeah, my brother got Hibiki 12, 17, and 21 back when the 21 was going for 250.
Yeah.
That's what he was dailying.
Yeah.
He stopped dailying when it got to 400 a bottle.
Yeah, I was looking for the Madeira a lot and
Hey.
I could only find it in travel retail and then I wasn't big into whiskeys then, so I never bought it.
It was on Master and Malt for that, and I just never bought it.
Yeah, and then you can't buy it anymore.
Actually, Ben, you sent me a sample of the Madeira.
But yeah, let us know what you guys started off with. It'd be awesome to see a conversation. And if not, if you're on Instagram, make sure to use the hashtag. Was it?
Oh, Know Your Roots.
And then
Yeah.
Ben and tag Single Malt Alliance on there, and he'll probably
Yep, absolutely.
repost you. And we'll
Yeah.
try to do the same as well.
It's been a fun game because, like, actually, I think I'm going to use these bottles for the rest of the week to keep posting because this has been a whole lot of fun. Like, just remembering how we got to where we are. It's because it's a little ridiculous sometimes when you look back.
No, yeah, it is. It is nuts how like, especially me because I think you started about 5 years ago. I started about 2-3 years ago to really collecting, or amassing what this is, and this is really just a year or two.
I call it amassing, not collecting.
Yeah.
We're not making any
It's not,
money.
yeah, it's not like we're making money out of this.
Ooh, Chivas. I've had the Chivas 18. That's solid.
That when I was a kid, we used to sneak a lot of Crown Royal, a lot.
Oh, So growing up as a kid, I didn't drink anything. I actually don't
I
like
did.
the original Glenmoe. I like all their private editions, most of them. Growing up as a kid, like my mom drank a lot of Crown, and my dad drank a lot of Crown because he's black. And so like I always had those purple
He's
bags.
black.
Like my parents, yeah, it's crazy, right? My parents would give us the purple bags, and I would use them to hold everything from
I
dice to
know.
toys to. Dude, those things are the best.
Yeah, when I was up in Canada, my uncles did that a lot too. And I'm like, I didn't realize that how much of an alcoholic I would have shown everybody. Like, I just have all these bags of stuff.
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
when you're a kid. It's just like, oh, purple bag, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, yeah.
It's all like feltish and yeah, it's
Yeah.
super super nice.
No, but like, it is pretty cool to see how things go. Like, it brings me back to like with my dad and stuff like that. We even had the King George special edition blue, Johnny Blue,
Okay.
and that was $250. But now they're like
Oh,
5,
that's
7.
yeah. No, it's expensive now.
Yeah, I know. Like, I bought that and had a fancy bottle and stuff like that, and it was in Hong Kong. Like, so I used to travel a lot when I was a kid, back and forth to China and stuff. And I used to stop by the airport because, of course, you get better deals. So
Oh my gosh, everybody uses whiskey
Brown
bags for
Blanton's
other
bags.
stuff. It's so
What's
good.
funny is I've only have one Brown Blanton's bag. The rest of them never come with a bag. Do you have yours come with a bag on the store shelves all the time? Because I don't.
So it depends on the store. If it's my local spot, he always tries to keep the box on the bag for me because he knows I'm a weirdo about it. Like he'll try to get it as original as possible. Sorry, I got distracted by it. So Landon, Maker's Mark, that's
Yeah, no.
super solid.
That was a lot of
especially
Coke
their
stuff for me.
Maker's Mark, like their 46 barrel proof is actually really good.
If you find their
Oregon
single
Spirit
barrels, they're pretty good
Grain.
too. Or they're
Oregon Spirit
selects.
4 grain's one way to that's one way to leave Jack and Coke. It's so
Yeah,
funny
Ben,
with
you were
the
talking
Brandon's
about
bags.
that.
Yeah, no, I like this because it reminds everybody of like what's up and like I don't know. I think some people will continue to stick to the down to earth posts, because I try to mix it up all the time myself. So
Yeah.
trying to make sure you get a good mix of like, okay, here's some luxury stupid stuff that I have on my shelf because I spend stupid money, and then there's plenty of whiskey that's like $50 to $100 to $150. That's like super awesome. So talking about that all the time is like always a goal for mine.
But it's also the fact that when you think about it, it's nice to go back to those
Thanks, God.
like you mentioned before, right? The Canadian Mist and what was the other one you said?
Kessler.
Like imagine going back to that and trying.
No.
You know what I mean?
So I need to go to the store and just pick those bottles
Yeah.
up and see how they taste today. Because I bet I'm gonna find them really boring. Like I found most bourbon nowadays.
Like for me, for my personal opinion, the Johnny Blue is not as great as I thought it was back in the day, but it's great because it brings back the memories, and I think the memories outweigh it a little bit.
JW Blue for
hard for
me,
me.
I've had like a couple of different samples from different bottles now, and now I'm really starting to see that their batch process is not all over the place, but it's not consistent.
So this one's good. I've had one at a bar, and it tasted horrible.
I had one that was really, really peated, but then like the one I bought was like French vanilla ice cream, and I fell in love.
Yeah, I want to see this one.
It's crazy.
But it is interesting just to see how people started off and stuff like that, and what they were interested in now and stuff.
Heck yeah. Like
Yeah.
Ben's still a Brookladdy addict, and like God, he's
Oh.
turned me on to so many of their single
And
casks.
the funny thing is, I don't even have one bottle of Brook Laddie here in my collection
serious?
at all. Not even one. Not even the classic.
Are
Laddie.
you serious?
Yep.
Just skip all of it. Just start buying the Friends of Brookladdy when I buy them.
Yeah.
We just buy single
I'll
cask.
just tack it onto yours.
Yeah, single cask sherry. Oh my gosh.
But so like I've recommended quite a few people on the classic Laddie because I've had it and I enjoyed it. Especially
Solid.
when I was a kid, I recognized that bottle just because of the color. It's like I know my dad was drinking it. His friends were drinking it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just weird. Like it's like Bunnahabhain as well. I don't have them on my shelf or
Luna
Old Pulteney.
18.
Like those ones, I'm like
Old Pulteney.
like core brands that I don't have, but I'm like, just,
Ugh.
I know.
Oh, there's
need
new
to.
Isla Barley. Oh, I'm gonna try it. Underwhelmed by JW Blue. Yeah, JW. So it's all over the place for different people. I
Yeah.
know my brother prefers the platinum actually over all of the rest.
I
of
really
them.
want to figure out like people that tried peat for the first time and just fell in love with it. Because I want to see where they like how did they went? Because like I know I moved from like
They just
sherry.
So what they do is they move to China so they can just eat raw cat's anus from the source, right? So they just skip the whole process
Because like
of distilling.
you think about
It's
us,
not
right?
necessary.
Like we do the sherry stuff, and then we move more to the center. Where I wonder if peat people just like go off the deep end. It's like I just want to lick peat bog. You know what I mean?
Travel up to Kirkwall and
Kirkwall
go to Hoppister Moor and just start eating it.
You know, yeah.
Ugh. I was one of those like, some people are like that, but like
And
I
you
like
should-
Ben's story. Ben forced himself to like drink Lafroig for 30 days to get into it.
Oh, for reals? Damn, Ben, I
Ugh.
never heard that, man. Shit.
It's a horrible story.
I must love Pete. It's like teaspoon it every day.
Two Irish for Pete. That's what I'm talking about. Irish people like that smooth, soft whiskey, triple distilled and no flavors.
I've only bought one Irish whiskey, and that was a Redbreast 12 cast strength. The rest of them were given to me, so.
Oh, man.
But yeah, please continue conversation. Make sure when you guys are on Instagram, so I know you guys are all Instagrammers, make sure to use the hashtag, was it Know Your Roots?
Know Your Roots.
Tag Single Malt Alliance. You can tag us too if you want. We don't want to hijack his hashtag, but
you don't even have to tag Single Malt Alliance. You could also tag Scotch or Cognac and Time if you want to.
That guy's cool.
Cognac and Time. That guy.
That guy's cool.
It's the coolest guy you ever met. Coolest guy you never met.
That's true though. Like,
oh, sorry, Cody.
Scott for sure, man. Like, he didn't like Pete, and I watched those videos, and he started liking it a bit more.
Ugh. It's not like I don't try, but man, God, like.
Hey man, that is what it is, right? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys liked this episode.
Know Your Roots is so last week. We're bringing it back.
Sorry,
already.
Cody. We're bringing it back, man. We're that behind.
Oh my God.
Bottle pitcher.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm gonna put it. I should put it two weird ones. This one. Actually, I'll just put up what I bought this week because I love them both. Love them both so much.
I didn't realize you showed off the Tamdu. I didn't see you show off the Tamdu.
Yeah, Tamdu, the batch strength. This is the batch strength.
Did you buy the? I can't even hear you. Ooh.
It's it for the bottle pitcher. They're right there. Say Know Your Roots. You have a good week too, Odd.
Did you buy that Port Iran?
So, Scott, part of me is like, I hope it does click for me, but really, most of me is like, that's never going to happen. It just still tastes like cat's anus to me. Yeah. Until they get rid of the cats in Pete, I'm out.
Dude, did you buy the Port Iran, or did you just send it to me?
Oh, I just sent you a picture because I know you wanted port finished.
Oh, yeah. You know me.
So, yeah.
All right.
I think we're still live.
We are.
People are still saying cheers.
We are. All right, guys. Adios. What do we say on this show?
Deuces.
Pro juice.